ladies, I don't think you understand how little validation men get.
There's a study that was done, and 72% of men stated that they wanted their partners to acknowledge and state the times that they did do something good. The amount of times it hurts a man when you say, thanks for doing that, but you forgot to do this, or you did it wrong, or it's fine, let me just redo it. Not only does it crush them, but it also makes them feel like they can't do anything right. Maybe they didn't do it exactly the way that you had wanted them to do it, but they are their own person. And when you belittle them and tell them it's not down to exactly how I wanted it, brings down their confidence. Sure, they may not wear their heart on their sleeves and tell you exactly how they feel, but I guarantee you, if they care about you, they're showing you their love in ways that are important to them. Do not compare all men based off of your experiences or what your friends have gone through. Learn to validate each other. Learn to take the wins and see the positive in every situation.
If I could only give one relationship tip to every woman, it would be to stop interrupting your man. What I hear over and over again from my girlfriends and other women is, my guy just does not share, he does not talk to me, he's so quiet, I have to pull everything out of his nose. Well, what I'm watching so often in these cases is that the man starts saying something and the woman, after like 3 words, oh yeah, I feel the same, and then they completely take over the conversation. And the thing is that you think you're talking to a woman, where this kind of style of conversation is very normal. Like you bounce the ball back and forth, you interrupt each other, it's all totally fine. Like women actually liked it. But men are different. Their brains actually work differently. So for a man, it's much more important to give him lots and lots of space so that he can actually gather thoughts. And sometimes, he takes breaks. But then when you give him space, he goes actually really, really deep and starts to, reveal all this deep stuff about him. But you have to give him space. So please, ladies, stop interrupting your guys, and then they will really share like amazing things and you can actually deeply get to know them.
Interesting facts about men. Men think it's way more attractive for a female to be more feminine than to be a dominating female. Now, don't get this confused with independent. Independent women are attractive. It is the controlling women that are very unattractive. Men have huge respect for their siblings. They tend to show that they don't care by picking fights with them. But they are the only ones allowed to pick on their siblings. No one else or the protective side of the man will come crawling out. Men who are naturally just shy or calm in their own nature tend to be a singer or some type of artist. Most men actually want to be like their father. Now, don't get this confused with people who are like their father, because there is a big difference. Also, and this is the one you will all deny, men tend to be attracted to a female that represents his mother in some way or another. Okay, bye!
Ladies, you understand. Men take longer to process shit than you do. Literally, scientifically. The part of the brain that is used to feel and comprehend emotions will actually shut down during stress for a man. That's why a lot of the times the things that trigger us as a man, we won't even recognize until we're home alone. We're chilling with our friends, we're at the gym, we're in the man cave, and next thing you know, we're just like, damn, you know what? That didn't feel good. I didn't like when she did that. We're just like, we're brewing, we're feeling, we're thinking. And next thing you know, he doesn't talk to you for 3 days. And now you need to go confront him, right? He ain't going to bring it up to you. He ain't. So you go to him like, hey, like, I know there's a problem. Like, what's going on? He's like, oh, nothing, But just like why last Thursday you looked at that guy like that? What's wrong with you? Men need that time to feel and understand their emotions. So like when you have an emotionally charged conversation with a guy, or you say something that's really heavy, give that man some space to go and think and feel those feelings. Because that's the only way you're going to get a legitimate, honest answer from us.
Let's talk a little bit about how men handle situations opposed to how women handle them. This doesn't apply to all the men or just men, but a majority of the time when a man doesn't feel adequate with his job, isn't happy with where they're at personally, in order to ease their partner's anxiety, they'll try to keep it in and try to figure it out on their own. This is where we get the miscommunication, because the girl partner will assume, well, he doesn't care to let me know what's going on, he's pushing me away, he's being distant. Is there something that I'm doing wrong? And you'll analyze the relationship. But the reality is he's just not happy and doesn't want to add more stress to your plate. He wants to figure it out on his own. And by doing that, sometimes he pulls back and just kind of stays in his little shell. During a disagreement, they may choose to walk out of it just because they feel wounded and they don't know what's going on. The reason I bring this up is so that you don't give yourself anxiety assuming that whenever your partner is being off, it's because of you or because of the relationship. Sometimes we just have to acknowledge our differences when it comes to conflicts.
Before you date him, understand that he's damaged. He spends most of his time making sure that you are okay without thinking of himself. He has nobody to talk to, or at least he feels like he doesn't. There are nights when he's curled up, thinking about how nobody's there for him when he needs them the most. He'll tell you he's tired. He's not tired, he's thinking. He doesn't want to talk to anybody because he doesn't want to be a burden on other people. He will do anything in his power to not tell you his struggles because he's scared to get told to man up. All he needs is someone to be there for once. He's not always going to be the same as when you met him. He's putting on a front so that he doesn't get broken. Until you've shown him that you will actually be there for him in his darkest moments, he won't open up. And when he does open up, and he tells you everything that's going through his head, don't leave. Please, don't leave him.
I don't want this one. I don't want. Send another one, please. I promise I'm not being ungrateful. I promise.
I think you take things really sensitively, and that's fine. I just need to not make those jokes with you.
No, I don't think I think they're just like rude.
But to me, it's a joke. To you, it's rude. So I won't make them to you because you don't take it the way that I'm meaning it, which is as a joke.
Okay, so I was just thinking about this, and let me know what y'all think. But there has been times where I will be talking to a man, and I won't be feeling it, and people will be like, why? And I'll be like, he's just too nice. And people will look at me like I'm stupid. They'll be like, what do you mean he's too nice? Like, you want somebody mean? And I figured it out. It's not that I want somebody mean. It's just what I'm looking for in a man is masculine energy that is dominant over my masculine energy so it can bring out my feminine energy. Does that make sense? Like, if I feel like I have more masculine energy than you do, then I feel like you can't really be dominant over me and I can't be submissive and my feminine energy can't come out. Does that make sense? Because it makes sense to me. Let me know what y'all think.